Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. The average person loses over $3 million in lifetime wealth. They don't lose it to scammers. They don't lose it to theft. They give it away, quietly. If you're over 30, this is exactly where your money is disappearing. It's not bad investing. It's not market crashes. I'm 94 years old. I've watched people make the same mistakes for 70 years. Smart people, hard-working people, they all make the same 5 purchases. They look harmless, they feel normal, but they are silently destroying your future. I call them the silent wealth killers. Let me show you one by one. And the fourth one is the one you probably use today without even thinking about it. Purchase number 1, the car payment trap that never ends. This is the worst one, the absolute worst. Here's how they trap you. You finance a $35,000 car for 6 years at 7%. Your payment is $600 a month. 3 years in, you've paid $21,600, but you still owe $17,000. Then you get the itch. The new models look so good. Your car feels old, so you trade it in. The dealer gives you $15,000, but you owe $17,000. That $2,000 difference? They roll it into your new loan. Now you're financing $37,000 plus interest. 3 years later, you do it again, and again, and again. I've watched people do this for 35 years straight. They're 60 years old and have never owned a car free and clear. They've paid over $250,000 in car payments. But here's the real cost that nobody calculates. That $600 a month, invested at 10% for 30 years, becomes $1.3 million. $1.3 million. Vanished into an endless cycle of car payments. And the dealerships? They love this. They've built their entire business model on keeping you on this hamster wheel forever. They make more money from financing than from selling cars. But Warren, everyone has a car payment. Yeah, and everyone's broke. I buy reliable used cars, 5 to 7 years old, pay cash, drive them for 15 years until they can't be driven anymore. People think I'm insane. You can afford any car in the world. Exactly. And that's why I can afford any car, because I don't waste money on them. Stop the cycle today. Buy used, pay cash, keep it forever. Every month without a car payment, invest that $600. In 20 years, you'll have $450,000 while your friends are still making payments. Purchase number 2, the house that's slowly bankrupting you. This one destroys more families than anything else. You're looking at houses. You find a nice one for $300,000, good neighborhood, decent schools. Your payment would be $1,850 a month. But then the realtor shows you the $450,000 neighborhood, better schools, nicer streets, bigger houses, and they say those magic words, "You're approved for it." So you stretch. You buy the expensive house. Now your mortgage is $2,800 a month. That extra $950 doesn't feel like much spread over 30 years, right? Wrong. Over 30 years, that's $342,000 in extra payments. And if you'd invested that $950 instead at 10%, it would be worth $2.1 million. $2.1 million. That's the real price of living in the nice neighborhood. And here's what kills me. You did it for the kids, for the better schools, but now both parents work 60-hour weeks to afford the mortgage. You're stressed. You're exhausted. You never see those kids you bought the house for. And the truth nobody admits? Your kids would have been fine in the $300,000 neighborhood. The school was good enough, but now they have stressed parents who are trapped in golden handcuffs. I bought my house in 1958 for $31,500. Still live there. People ask why I don't live in a mansion. Because I don't need one. Every dollar I didn't spend on a bigger house went into investments that compounded for decades. Your house should cost no more than 2.5 times your annual income. If you make $100,000, buy a $250,000 house maximum. Not the $400,000 one the bank approved you for. The bank's job isn't to protect your wealth, it's to maximize their profits. Remember that. Purchase number 3, daily conveniences draining you dry. $6 coffee every morning, $15 lunch instead of packing food, $40 DoorDash twice a week because you're too tired to cook. Each purchase is so small it doesn't register as a problem. It's just coffee, just lunch, just convenience. Let me show you what just costs. $6 for a coffee, 5 days a week. That's $30 a week. $15 for a lunch, 5 days a week. That's $75 a week. $40 for a DoorDash, twice a week. That's $80 a week. That's $185 per week. $800 per month. $9,600 per year. On automatic purchases you don't even think about anymore. Over 30 years at 10% returns, that's $1.7 million. $1.7 million from coffee and takeout. Now I can hear you. Warren, I need some quality of life. I can't make coffee at home every day. But here's my question. Does that $6 Starbucks actually improve your quality of life? Or is it just a habit you've never questioned? I make coffee at home, takes 5 minutes, costs 50 cents, tastes fine, does the exact same job, wakes me up. That $5.5 difference every day. That builds actual wealth, actual freedom, actual quality of life, not fake convenience that keeps you broke. Here's what happened. Tech companies figured out how to make spending effortless. One tap, one click. The money leaves before your brain registers you spent it. They've weaponized psychology. They know small purchases don't trigger your "that's too expensive" alarm, so you make them over and over, hundreds of times, never feeling the pain. Until you're 55 with $18,000 in your 401k wondering where all your money went. Make your coffee, pack your lunch, cook dinner. That $800 a month, in 10 years it's $150,000. That's real money. That's a down payment. That's security. Or keep buying convenience and stay broke forever. Your choice. Purchase number 4, subscriptions silently bleeding you. This one didn't exist 15 years ago. Now it's one of the fastest growing wealth killers I see. Netflix, Spotify, Disney, Hulu, Apple Music, that gym membership you haven't used since February, the meal kit you tried twice, the app you forgot you're paying for, the premium version of something that has a free option. Each one is tiny, $10 here, $15 there, $25 for this. So small you don't notice when they auto-charge your card every month. Until you actually add them up, and you're spending $280 a month. That's $3,360 a year on subscriptions. Over 30 years at 10% returns, that's $605,000. $600,000 from Netflix and Spotify and that gym you never visit. Here's what's evil about this. These companies hire psychologists to study how to extract money from you without causing pain. They know that $12.99 a month doesn't hurt. They know you'll keep paying for services you don't use because canceling requires effort. They've designed these products specifically to separate you from your money in the most painless way possible. And it works brilliantly. I don't have subscriptions, don't stream, don't have apps charging me monthly. If I want something, I find another way, or I go without. Every subscription is a leak in your wealth, and 10 leaks will sink any ship. Right now, literally right now, go look at your bank statement. Find every recurring charge. Cancel everything you haven't actively used in the last 30 days. You'll probably save $200 to $250 a month. That's $45,000 over 10 years just sitting there, or $430,000 over 30 years invested. But you have to actually do it. Not tomorrow, today. Purchase number 5, expensive hobbies, disguised as investments. This one hurts because people think they're being smart. The boat that costs $10,000 yearly in maintenance and storage. The RV depreciating in your driveway. The investment watch collection. The rental property that loses $500 every month. The Bitcoin you bought at $60,000. These aren't investments, they're consumption wearing a costume. Let me be crystal clear. An investment generates income or reliably appreciates in value. A stock portfolio. A rental property that actually cash flows positive. A business that produces profit. Everything else? That's buying stuff, which is fine, but don't lie to yourself about what it is. I knew a guy, made $175,000 a year. Good salary. Bought a boat for $70,000. Told everyone it was an investment. Spent $10,000 a year maintaining it. Used it maybe 8 days a year. At 66, he had $47,000 in retirement savings. The boat, worth maybe $22,000 if he could find a buyer. He's working at Home Depot now, 68 years old, wearing an orange apron, because he called consumption an investment for 30 years. If he'd invested that money in a boring S&P 500 index fund, he'd have over $900,000. He'd be retired, on an actual vacation, not working retail. But he wanted the boat, he wanted to feel successful, he wanted the Instagram photos, and now he's broke. Stop buying toys and calling them investments. Be brutally honest with yourself. If it's not generating actual income or reliably going up in value, it's consumption. And if you can't consume while still maxing out your real investments, you can't afford it. The real numbers that'll haunt you. Let me show you what these 5 purchases actually cost over a lifetime. Car payments. $600 a month for 40 years. That is $1.3 million lost. The overpriced house, $950 a month for 30 years. That is $2.1 million lost. Daily conveniences, $800 a month for 35 years. That is $1.7 million lost. Subscriptions, $280 a month for 30 years. That is $605,000 lost. Fake investments, $500 a month for 30 years. That is $1.1 million lost. Total potential wealth destroyed, $6.8 million. $6.8 million. That's what these normal purchases cost you over a lifetime. But here's what really keeps me up at night. Most people making these purchases think they're middle class. They think they're doing fine. They're not rich, but they're not poor either. Wrong. They're poor. They just haven't realized it yet, because they've spent their entire lives confusing consumption with wealth. Meanwhile, if you eliminate just these 5 things and invest that money consistently, you'll retire with multiple millions in the bank. You'll have freedom, options, security. But society will call you cheap. Your friends will think you're weird. Your family might not understand. And that's the test. Can you be different? Can you say no when everyone around you says yes? Can you be abnormal while everyone else follows the herd off the cliff? Because here's what I've learned in 94 years. Normal is broke. Normal is living paycheck to paycheck at age 60. Normal is working until you're 70 because you can't afford to retire. If you want to be wealthy, you have to be abnormal. So, here is my question for you. Which of these 5 purchases has the strongest grip on you right now? Is it the car payment you've convinced yourself you need, the house that is stretching your budget, the daily Starbucks run, the subscriptions you are too lazy to cancel, or the boat, or RV, or investment? Collecting dust? Because that is the one costing you the most. That is the chain keeping you from freedom. Tell me in the comments. Be honest. Which one would be hardest to give up? Let's have a real conversation. Because the first step to building wealth is admitting which habit is destroying it.